Everybody with a check ain't certified. If you look behind these shades, you see a murder house. A lot of people that I beef, it wasn't worth my time. Got my
Yo, Shake, what's going on, my creators? Real rap. You already know what it is. It's another edition of Cuts. You know what the Cuts stand for? Culture, urban technology, and sports. Yes, we are here to bring you the power players that move the culture forward. Now, to my right, to y'all left, however you want to put this, what can I start with this guy, man? Like he's been doing this thing in the DJ culture for quite some time. Definitely met him at DigiWax Wednesdays. I like to call it DigiWax Wednesdays. I think DigiWax needs to give me PC. Off the rip. They got to give me PC. I think DigiWax Wednesdays makes it way better than mixing it up and saying New Music Wednesdays, New Media Wednesdays. DigiWax Wednesdays at Penthouse, you know what I'm saying? I met him. He brought the energy, he brought the pain. We exchanged info. You realize, oh shit, you got a platform too? Holy shit, let's get it. And I was like, yeah, have him up. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, man, we're going to chop it up with DJ EPIDEMIK in the building. What's good, son?
What's going on? How you doing?
Nah, chill. Hey, don't come on here on Cuts with that shimmy and your attitude. You're DJ EPIDEMIK, goddammit. What's going on?
Chilling. You already know the vibes, you know. Big Brooklyn in the building tonight. So
nah, that's what's up, son. Moving. Brooklyn, we go hard. You know what I mean? Real talk. But now let's get right into it, man.
Cool.
Freaking, as I stated, you know, definitely with you, you know, you definitely look through things in a lens, you know, when it comes to the culture, you know what I'm saying, music-wise and media-wise, that magic. So for you, from your lens, how do you feel about that? How the DJ culture has evolved for the good and almost in a way kind of evolved for the bad? Take us into that.
Well, I have to say, you know, as you know, like say Wu-Tang, when Wu-Tang was heavy, DMX, Jay-Z was more on the artist side besides the business side. I would say the A&Rs and the DJs were the A&Rs of the industry. DJs used to get the albums before the albums actually dropped, and you know, a lot of artists used to get advice from DJs or say, yo, this would work, this would not work. And now it's kind of like the DJs falling into the back burner because of like streaming services and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But I think when it comes down to it, when artists drop records, I think we get whack records now that don't have no energy, don't have no soul, because they don't have no DJ saying, yo, nah, this not it. That's what I think it comes down. I don't even think it's really their team, because their team could fill it in the studio, but who's in the streets really moving records out there? It's the DJs. Records still move through the clubs first before even hits like the radio and stuff like that. And I still think that radio is important, whether it be internet or even mainstream like terrestrial radio, like FM radio and stuff like that.
Right.
Because we are still moving records.
Right.
I seen records get moved, and I've even handed records off to people on TikTok to do their little skits, do dances and stuff like that. And you know, and I think the DJ is still a very important component in the artist's life. And I just think that during the times now, they feel, oh, you go straight to social media. Yeah, you go straight to social media. But who's moving the record? Once your viral run ends, who's going to be playing your record? The DJ.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I just feel I don't want to say put blame on DJs, not all DJs, but the ones that you kind of in a way allowed the value to be decreased, if that makes sense. In a way, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because there was a point in time, especially in DJ culture, there was a standard amongst y'all that, you know, you didn't allow certain shit to like devalue who y'all were, because at the end of the day, you guys, as you said, were the pinpoint figures in hip hop. If you look at the hip hop breakdown, the standpoint of what it was, DJ, artists, music, boombox, speakers, breakdancing, graffiti, what have you, of the pillars of hip hop. Okay, DJs were a part of the pillar. So at the end of the day, it's like, okay, where can you pinpoint this decline? And then also, too, who to blame? It's hard to do that because at the end of the day, it's so much in abundance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So and for me also, I feel like when you started seeing videos of top tier stars having issues against DJs, in a way, right? Like you know, stupid shit. And I'm gonna call it stupid shit. You know how we give it up here on Cuts. I personally don't care. You know how the Root Sprayer gives it up. It's stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? Because what it did was it showed, okay, well, these DJs really don't matter. If the main artists are treating them like trash, then all right, you know what? They really don't matter, which is kind of crazy, which bugged out to me. You know what I'm saying? But what say you?
Well, when it comes down to that, I would say it started early. I say it really started early. If you look at it, I would say that divide came when artists got their first, when hip hop got their first mainstream record deal. I feel it was back then where they started to eliminate the component of the DJ and more pushing the artist as a forefront, where a lot of the artists, when the DJ was there and DJs was doing the parties, they were rapping about the DJ. So it became more about artists rapping and not rapping about the DJ.
Okay.
So I think that's where the disconnect came from, when they started eliminating the need for the DJ to be a part of the group.
Yeah, man. Oh man, yo. I mean, that's a good. It is a good pinpoint where you have your your pinpoint for you. Oh man, for me, I feel it's latter, and the only reason why I say latter, I want to say maybe you want to say like, let's say 2010s, 15s, when social media started showing more and more of things, and then like I said, when you had mainstream artists or main artists, doing the tomfoolery and shit to fucking people, to TJs and shit like that. And also, too, when you started having some DJs out there shortchanging themselves, like doing parties for like $50 and $175 and shit. And it's like, that's like, yo, it's like, what the fuck were you doing?
That was a heavy because, you know, a lot of the DJs that's up and coming, they think that they need to do this. And a lot of DJs are running around with no mentors. Like, when I first became a DJ, I was just going by the name Epidemic. I said, I'm not DJ Epidemic until another DJ of stature says, yo, put a DJ in your name. And it wasn't until when I started working with Don DeMarco. And
shout out to Don DeMarco, son, and DJ Clue. Shout out.
DeMarco was like, yo, put the DJ in your name. You're a DJ. So that's when I started rocking DJ Epidemic. So I was always going by Epidemic until I got the cosign of being a DJ. So, you know, I think that's what's missing too. A lot of people just self-proclaiming themselves as DJs, but don't really know the culture of it or
the code of ethics.
Oh, that and technique. A lot of them are missing technique because you have a lot of DJs just dancing around doing all these effects on it, and mainly a lot of DJs, I call them artists now, because all they doing on stage is playing a record and dancing around with the record.
Shit, that leads me to my next question to you. What separates a playlist spinner from a true DJ, and do you feel the culture respects that line?
Playlist DJ, I'll call a playlist DJ somebody who comes with a predetermined set that will stick to that set and won't change it for nothing. So even if the crowd is in there, they're not reading the crowd, they're just going off for what they have set to play for that night, and there's no soul in it. Real DJ is going to read the crowd, be able to pivot when need to pivot, and going to play something that you're not expecting to hear, but that you needed to hear. Like, I'll play a cut, people throw people off and play Seaside and Keisha Cole, Boyfriend, Girlfriend, that record. And people like, I remember this record, and they be like, I haven't heard this record in a while. People will say, oh, they'll play Diddy Last Night, but then forget about Ashanti Baby at the club. So I'm like, yo, you could flip. There's a lot of records out there that you could flip and play. And I think a lot of DJs need to be put into different positions of stuff like, all right, yeah, you have to be able to play everything. Like, I could go to Marquee and do a house set, and I could survive. Throw me down into the tunnel, I could do a hip-hop set, I could survive. Put me in Flatbush somewhere, I'll do a reggae set. Throw me in Dykeman, they'll be surprised, I'll do a whole Latin set. Like, I could do a whole Latin party by myself. I could play Spanish music for 6 hours straight. And not just bachata, not just popular records, but I'm playing the records that make your auntie say, oh, wait a second. And there's been plenty of times I'd say, I don't speak Spanish. So it's like, DJs need to dive into culture like that. Because if you look at it too, if you go back, that song Play That Beat talks about every genre of music and how hip hop touches every genre of music.
Right.
We touching every culture. There's hip hop Latin artists. They're doing Latin trap. So hip hop is universal in every culture, but they're just doing it in their language.
Yeah, no, that's what's up. I mean, at the end of the day, man, I just feel it's gonna sound, maybe I'm gonna sound old because yes, I've been in this game since 2006. You know, next April makes 20 years. But you should, if you're coming into the fucking culture, you should already fucking research. That am I bugging out here?
You know what? You're not bugging.
Am I bugging out here? Because my thing is like, people are coming into this shit.
Yeah.
And I get it because there's no real gate or there's no real like standard border control or whatever. It's kind of funny. There's no standard border fucking control to the culture.
Nowadays, because you know why? You know why it's going wild and crazy? Because the internet.
Right.
Yeah, people is crazy. How we say it? How I say it is like we have stupid people on the internet that's doing stupid things, or they say, "Oh, I want to try this and see how this goes," without actually doing the research. Because like, put it like prime example: you're in college, you become a graphic designer. You want to work for a company, what you do? While you're in college, you intern and go and learn. But a lot of these DJs are just buying the equipment, not talking to no real
shit.
DJ.
Media personality, media people, fucking that too. Like, like shit is like it's so nerve wracking.
The game is so fucked up right now.
Yeah, it's bad, and it's like yo, and like I said again, I'm looking into my camera. Look, guys, I'm not trying to sound like old fogey fart. Hey, if you get your opportunity, cool, but fucking do the fucking research.
Yeah,
like Jesus Christ, do the fuck. You know what I mean? You know how many fucking interviews I've been in like media rooms, and I seen motherfuckers like really like in a way change the mood of the figures thereof that on the media day or press carpets. I'm like, jackass, you don't have to go viral every fucking time. You're already gonna get numbers anyway because of whom you're interviewing. You're gonna get numbers anyway. Perfect example, like Kid Capri. You see me ask Kid Capri goofy shit at media day? No. Did I research shit? Yes, right? But you see me on the couch researching. Even the manager, shout out to the manager that set it up first for me to talk to Capri or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I researched, listened to the song, figured out what I wanted to hear, you know what I'm saying? And one of the questions was about the BPMs in the song, the difference of BPMs in both your difference of tracks, the regular track and the dance mix track. It's like, yo, that doesn't take long. But Jesus fucking Christ, people come in this fucking game and just go like this, like, okay, well, yeah, so Rihanna, so what do you and A$AP Rocky do in the bed sheets? It's like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Do you think they want to get fucking axed at? No, they want to get fucking axed at. I swear to God, yo. Like, yo, it just is what it is. But add on, let's piggyback on what you said about the nightlife. In today's nightlife and live event scene, how important is it for a DJ to be a curator versus a crowd pleaser?
Okay, so now when you talk about nightlife, this is where it gets a little bit tricky,
right?
Because you are a DJ, we do have to bring a certain vibe, but what it is you also have to remember it's a business. So when you DJing in a nightclub, depending on where you at and what time slot you have, let's put it like this. I'll take it back. I started out at La Nina with no microphone.
Oh, wow.
So I had to be able to provide a vibe and control the night. So with just straight music, and which I successfully built a formula.
Just, big ups to you on that. Damn.
So, shout out to DJ EPIDEMIK. He was there on Saturday when I first started. And me and him would go back and forth. And we had a formula. Get them hyped up. Some downtime. So they could go to the bar, get their drinks. Once you start seeing the floor filling back up, you take them there. Then give them some downtime to go buy some more drinks and stuff like that. So, it's a balance. But what makes it hard is being able to curate music to know what records you're going to play on that downtime so they go to the bar and not get distracted by you playing, but still vibing. Mm-hmm. So that was, that's like one thing DJs have to think about when it gets to the nightlife. But if you're booked by a promoter, they tell you, like, oh, you from this time to this time? Yo, go crazy. Go crazy. And why I say go crazy? Because they're already making their money. So that means they made their money at the door. People already got their bottles and stuff like that. But it also depends on what time slot that they give you. Because if you're opening, you still have to bring a certain vibe that early. Because, people's going to get there early.
Right.
And you have to make sure you be able to play a vibe for those people that get there early.
Right.
But for me being a DJ for so long, I see opening sets change. So now it's like, all right, now you have to have different kinds of opening sets. You have to be able, if you see 35 and older is there in the club early, you got to play like the biggies, the totals, and stuff like that. And then if you see a younger crowd start coming, then you can play your warm-up set for the younger crowd that coming, because you know what you're going to play is going to keep them, and they keep them in the same. Once that headliner gets on, they're going to play what the sexy reds and all that stuff.
Yeah, shooters.
And then you get back on to close out, and then you already know what to do and how to set yourself up, because you read the crowd. And one thing I've learned over the years about reading the crowd is also knowing how to read people's features.
Yeah.
So if I see a group of people that look Indian, what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna play a soca tune because they might be Guyanese Indian or Trinidadian Indian. And if they start moving to that, then I'm like, all right, cool. So I know what to play for them.
Right.
But then if I don't see the move, I'm not gonna play Beware of the Boys with Jay-Z. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the original to see if they move first. Cause then if I play the original, I could easily go into Punjabi MC if they don't feel it.
God.
Cause if they're not feeling it, I'll go into that.
Punjabi MC
And Jay-Z. So then, and that's my backup to save me. Cause Jay-Z's on there, and I can easily go into Give It To Me or a Busta Rhymes record right after that.
Right.
So, just knowing your library and knowing how to play, you'll be able to survive in the nightlife. But you also have to consider that the club is trying to make money off their bar. So you have to also give some downtime for the people to be able to get a chance to go to the bar and order a drink or two because they're going to get thirsty regardless. But you can't always just turn up because they're going to get tired. And you don't want them to go home early either. That's another thing. You don't want them sweating at 12 o'clock too much and then not stay for the rest of the night if they plan to stay for the rest of the night.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, what's your take on like this whole this new thing that's been? It's not new. It's still around. It's still reoccurring about the whole USB drive DJs and the not USB drive the flash drive DJs.
Flash drive.
Yeah, and all that shit. Like, what's your take on that? For me, I feel based on because of what the era is right now.
Yeah.
I'm not really upset at them per se. Maybe I'm saying things the wrong way. I'm not concerned as much.
Yeah.
But I feel like, all right, dude, don't get too lazy. Don't get comfortable.
Yeah.
Do you feel that's making DJs comfortable when they do it that type of style?
Nah. I look at it like this. That's just like saying you bring crates to the club.
Right.
You want to bring the USB, bring the USB. Whatever makes you feel comfortable. Where the divide is that people look at it, now it's just vanity. That's what messes up that part of the game. It's just the vanity of how the DJ looks. So what's going on now, what I realize is that the USB sticks was really like festival DJs, really, when you really think about it, because granted, laptops get hot. Laptops was overheating. So you're not going to want to be in a festival with a laptop.
Shut down, cooling it off.
So it's like, it's a lot of different things that go into it. So it's like, so what I've seen someplace recently was like somebody saying, "Oh, the festival style is messing up the club culture."
Not really.
But when you look at it, if you look at a lot of clubs, they're booking house DJs,
right?
And the house DJs are DJs that's playing festivals, like The Edge, which is Marquee,
right?
So that's a Tao group, and Tao group is booking the big
festival DJs, yeah, by far.
But the thing about it is now when you think about it. But a lot of festivals DJs, like style DJs, get booked in a lot of these venues too, and they doing the USB thing. So it's like, is it a vanity thing or like what really? That's really when it comes down to it. Because I could do the same set they do with my laptop. So I think it's more or less like a vanity thing or look or feel that it gives off.
Okay.
That they think that this is what house music or this is how the DJ is supposed to look for this style of or genre of music. When it comes down to it, shoot, I would use USBs. Like, I'll get me a two 1 terabyte USBs and load it up with music. That's my whole library right there. But just like, for me, it's like, I'm like, somebody could snatch my USB and steal my whole library. I'm good. I'm good. But if I'm doing a festival, I probably do a preset because a lot of times when you do festivals, those sets are not that long. They be like 1 hour, 2 hours.
Right.
So, but I have nothing against the DJs that use a flash drive versus a laptop, whatever makes them feel comfortable. Me, I feel more comfortable with my laptop because I know I go in there, type in what I need.
Yeah, you and Cuddy be wilding on Wednesdays, yo. Y'all be wilding. Y'all be doing it.
My right now, I'm condensing my library right now because I have too much music.
Damn.
And I don't play too much stuff. But what it is that I have everything because I come up with a lot of things on the fly. So a lot of times when you come to one of my sets, you may hear a remix I did. I might have just came up with it right there on the spot. And then you ask me about it later. I'm like, yo, I don't remember. So, I'm going to be real with you because I do it so much. It's just like I'm just in the zone.
So for you, is it more, in the zone versus muscle memory?
It's both.
Okay.
It's both. Because I'm going to say there's a lot of things I do know when I look back at my library. And when I look at my history of what I played, I know I'm probably doing. There's some things that I would say on my signature things that I normally do, and I've noticed that I do it a lot. And what I do is when I'm at home, I practice that same set, what I normally do, and see which ways I could start flipping it around and what else I could put in there to change it up from time to time. And then that starts becoming a way of me. It becomes muscle memory. Then I start doing it differently. So it's like, oh, I did that last time, and then I'm not gonna want to do it again until like probably 2 weeks later, depending on the venue I'm at. But like a lot of the sets I do, I'm able to repeat a lot of stuff that I do because I do a lot of different venues every week. It's not the same when I first started where I'm doing one venue every week.
Right.
But even doing one venue every week, I'm able to switch up my set because every time I go back to a venue, it's like, you was here last week, but this week you played more of this instead of doing this. So it's like, that's like, it's like me getting into a zone, and I put myself in the zone of playing a different genre of music.
All right, that's what's up, man. All right, man, let's get with the DigiWax family. You know what I'm saying? How long you been with DigiWax?
All right.
Years?
Man, it's been years.
Woo.
Don DeMarco.
Oh, damn.
Since I would say college. So I went to Parsons New School, and I would say probably like 20. I can't even say 2010. Like 2009, 2008. I've been around DigiWax.
Okay.
So I used to, when Don would bring up the record, I was the one cleaning up the records, doing the clean version of the records. Because back then, artists would just send you a record and don't clean the record. So Pro Tools clean the record and handed it off to CL.
Okay, that's what's up. Yo, so basically being with them, knowing that they've been a staple in the culture for years, how has being a part of the family shaped your approach to breaking records and staying in tapped in?
With DigiWax, I was able to stay on top of a lot of new artists that was coming out, and I could say for what I was doing when I first started doing radio and stuff like that, was the blueprint of what I wanted to do. Because when I started my site was around the time when Nas went up against Jay-Z, and people's gonna hate me for this, but I was never really a fan of Dipset and that whole Harlem movement and stuff.
Really,
like that. I was never a fan of Wayne.
Why?
It didn't feel like hip hop to me.
Oh, okay.
So it's like I'm in the backseat of my pop's car listening to Hot 97 and listening to like Wu-Tang and stuff like that. But it was too far left. I get it. I understood it. As a DJ, I'll play it. And reason why I say I like it more now, because the energy that it brings out of people. Because I know,
yes, sir.
I know when tapping into that, it taps into certain New York energy. When you're in the club, they love it. So I'll tap into it. But when it was coming up, I was more of like, all right, I'm gonna listen to Jay. I'm gonna listen to Big. Or I'm gonna listen to Scarface. So a lot of stuff I play in the club, I don't listen to personally. But nowadays, I more or less will listen to it on my downtime, so I could say, all right, this is where the culture is at right now.
Right. That's right.
And that's how I stay relevant. Because a lot of DJs arguing like, yo, why are you playing that for? I'm like, well, if you look where I DJ at, the crowd that I'm playing for, a lot of them, this is what they know.
This is what they want.
So this is how I'm gonna stay relevant. Like, yo, man, I tell you, I could play for everybody. I do schools. I've been DJing schools. I did a lot of proms. And what a lot of DJs fail to realize, yeah, they like this stuff. But you also got to remember, think about their age and the time frame that they grew up and their parents. Because they listen to what their parents
listen to. Hell yeah.
As surprising as it may seem, man, I did a 8th grade prom. And you know what song had them singing the loudest? Keisha Cole, Love.
Yeah.
So, their mother listens to that record, so they know it. So, that's really where it's at with it. Yeah. Staying relevant and just knowing the music that's being played.
Now, that's what's up, kid. Yo, what's the one story or moment with DigiWax that really stamped its importance for you as a DJ in hip-hop?
I'll say that would be, like, more recently. Because I've been more tapped in now with the calls and everything like that. And I'll say the pandemic. Because, I was really able to really get a feel of like the other people outside of CL that was a part of DigiWax. Because I didn't know how many people was actually involved to the point to like who was involved, the type of people that was involved.
Right. And,
I've known DigiWax for like years. Because even after working with DeMarco, I worked in the studio in Queens with the A-Team and VP Records. And we were servicing our records to CL and stuff like that. So I'm like, I could say, pinpoint, I would say, first, like, major thing for me with DigiWax, I would say would be the first Meet the DJ I did with them. Okay. And it kind of marked my turning point of me realizing my skill set as well, too. Because, like I said, I've been doing clubs and and these venues for years, but it's rare that somebody's gonna come up to you and say, "Yo, that was a dope set," or, you know. So meet the DJ, spin the records. The set I did, artist was coming at me, "Yo, can you play this?" And I was mixing it in, and the way I was mixing it in with the stems and flawlessly mixing records, I don't know. God was with me that day, because everybody that was bring me a record when I load up, I was like, "Oh, perfect BPMs, sliding right into a sexy drill record." So, and then the artist was there, was like, "Yo, I like what you did." There's now from that, artists are hitting me up to pay me bread to remix their record. They pay me bread. I was like, I was just doing this for the love of it, but now like they want to pay me bread.
Now it's business. Screw it.
And A&Rs are hitting me up about just like that day. I met 6 different A&Rs that stay in touch with me till this day because they like how I introduced and how I spin the record, and you know I appreciate them because with that moment now, since I'm on a wider spectrum in DJing, from doing rooftops and different types of venues, they give me records that could fit into all my venues. I say, "Yo, I need a record like this for this venue. I can push this here. I can put," and I let them know what type of records I can push at. "Oh, if you got a pop record, I can push it here," and they'll send it to me. So it actually, like, DigiRax is the blueprint of how I wanted to push records.
Right.
And it gave me that opportunity. It really gave me that opportunity to step outside of just like hip hop and R&B artists. I was able to break pop records. And there's a lot of stuff going on with it, so I can't complain. Like that was my pivotal moment with DigiRax, was meet the DJ, and that helped to put me on the platform to where people could see my skill of how I break records and how I play records when I'm actually in the club.
Now, so I think for me, ever since I joined DigiWax in 2023,
okay,
you know what I'm saying, I'm about to be 2 years in. I think my moment definitely was when I did the who I felt was the top 50 New York independent artists list. That was huge. You know, shout out to Baby Flight, shout out to Rat Waldronowski, Flea. You know, shout out to who else? Demi D, who helped me out on that, and I forgot who else. It might have been Sparrow. I think I called NWO Sparrow on that one as well.
Okay.
It was huge for me because even though it was my ode to the artist, because I was stepping back. Because I was going to be branching out and doing more other type of media. Yeah. But I felt like, you know, it needed to be said because I don't, for me, I felt around that time, nobody really put a concrete list like that. You know what I'm saying? True. So definitely that was my moment with DigiWax when I felt like, okay, I could contribute, I could do this. You know, you could say journalism. I mean, I'm going to put I don't really feel I'm a journalist. There's some that do feel I'm a journalist, but I don't really feel I'm a journalist.
I dig it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I feel I'm just a media figure who knows how to like put blogs together. And the way I put my blogs together is more marketing than actually writing a story. So and also too, I'm looking to the cameras, always big up the journalists ahead of me that played their way in the game. You know what I'm saying? I never really take that claim to the title. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Out of respect. But you know, let's get to it. Let's get to it with your own media platform. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You own your own media platform. What inspired you to build that lane for yourself? And does that tie back into your DJ career?
So it's interesting. I could break it down. So I built my media platform, Rapper Lounge. I built that around the same time Jay-Z and Nas and the whole Dipset movement and things like that. Because I wanted to, I guess you could say I was being a conformist. So it's like just stick with what was going on, like what I knew hip hop to be.
Right.
So what I felt, you know, and still there was still a need for that style and stuff like that. So I was just putting out there on my site stuff that I know me and my peers like listening to. Right. Like you love lyrics, so I started like that. Had people freestyling on the website, and then from there, when I got in throughout high school, that's what it became. Spot to go talk about the hip hop culture and music. And then when I got into college, that's where it took a little spin where I started doing radio. And then I wanted to be on Hot 97, but nobody's giving me no headway. I'm like, yeah, what to do, how to get there.
Boy, it's the same story with these people. So anyway, no, I won't do it. Nope, I'm not going to do it because I used to work with somebody at Hot 97, so I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to say that. You're going to see that in the next episode, who that person is. But no,
that's how Rap Lounge Radio came about. So nice. I built my own platform so I could DJ and play the music I wanted to play and stuff like that. So that's where the whole media platform came from. like really expanded. That really expanded it because like, all right, there's so many different artists that's not getting played on the radio, but they could come to me and get played on my radio station and get the exposure that they're looking for.
That's all we're saying, dog. That's all we're saying here. Let's see. Let's okay. From your perspective, what's the current state of hip hop music, and are DJs still the gatekeepers of breaking records in 2025?
I would more or less say gatekeepers as in breaking records, depending on what type of what media standpoint are you standing on. Are you mainstream or you play, you know, underground? So, and underground is not necessarily just not playing mainstream records, because there's mainstream artists that may have a mainstream record but they're still underground.
Right.
Like they don't always get play on the radio. So, you know, there's a big difference. Like I say breaking good music, I say the DJs still have the upper hand on that. But social media breaks a lot of the mediocre stuff. So it's like, because everything goes viral. If it goes viral, your record is broken. Everybody's gonna want to play it. So, you know, that's the two main, like mainstream media. I don't think we have much control over that anymore, like we used to. And I say in the 90s, early 2000s, because of internet. Because everybody has access.
The abundance. They can't keep up.
Yeah, so it's hard to keep up. Even I have a hard time keeping up with music now because music is dropping every day. Before it was like, all right, I'm having a hard time keeping up with the dancehall artists because they drop music crazy.
Right.
But now it's like everybody's dropping that. It's like everybody's drop every week. There's a new record I'm seeing on my timeline.
Wild business.
And I just go through it because, you know, I'm glad that they find ways to advertise their music, because when I'm going through stuff, I see something. If I like it, I go and repost it. And then that's how I'll go back to it later and I hit up that artist. I'm like, yo, let me get that record. Or, you know, and I don't really follow artists on social media. I follow them on the streaming platforms. Right. Because at least that way, when I follow the underground artists or artists that's not mainstream yet or hadn't hit that star level yet, when they drop something, it pops up on my Spotify and I gotta check it out and say, yo, let me get that record.
Artist, message. Just saying, message.
That's all it takes, is a message and saying, you know, say, hey, I see you do this and that. You know, don't just send me your post and say, hey, check this out. I'm not gonna check it out.
Exactly.
I'm definitely not gonna check it out.
Yo, give me a pound. Give me a pound. Because motherfuckers be sending me shit, and I'll be like, yo, I'll be sending my prices. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm like, yo, here's my prices. You want me to review it? Write a review? Here's my prices. What do you want to do? Nah, Cats is work good. Listen, Cats right here, we don't put in years into that. We're not gonna save the years. We don't put in the years, paid our dues and all that. Sorry, we're not taking out of our time for what we gotta create.
Facts. Like I'm curating the whole radio station. So you want me to sit down and you're just gonna send me a record, no context of me knowing who you are or building.
What about no backstory?
Like, I don't know who you are, so I'm like, I'm not gonna waste my time and check it out.
Oh hell no.
Like,
sorry, sir.
Like you gotta I'm at a point where you have to get on my radar to really from like, all right, hope, let me see what's going on. Like introduce yourself. If you're not gonna go in the interview and not introduce yourself, even though you know they know your name, but introduce yourself. And don't come to the DJ booth asking me to play a record and I don't know who you are and you say, oh, you don't have this in your Serato? No, I don't. I don't know who you are.
Jesus, girl. It's the same thing, my creatives. Every time here on Cuts, it's the same thing. Guess what? FYI, nobody knows you motherfuckers. I'm sorry. I'm not sounding like a hater. Nobody knows you motherfuckers.
That's a fact.
Not everybody goes on fucking Instagram.
Fact.
A good majority of you fucks, your SEO sucks. Your search engine optimization sucks. Jesus, Mahalia Jackson of fucking Christ.
And what they fail to realize, a lot of the DJs that they looking to get to are not on social media like that. Even if you look at Funk Flex, he's not. You gotta look at it. If you want to get to Funk Flex, you're not really gonna get to him through social media like that. And on top of that, like a lot of DJs I knew that I came up under, I was introducing them to a lot of this digital stuff.
Right.
So it was like, why would you take the route of going through social media to try to reach out to somebody? I'm not gonna reach out to you on social media. I'm gonna hit your email.
Thank you. Thank you. Bring it in. Thank you.
I'm gonna hit the email because I know for myself, I lose things on social media. Like it's even hard for me to keep up with text messages on my phone sometimes. And when people call me, I have to go back and sit down because like I just realized how much I'm really doing and how much I'm really contributing to the game. So it's like
Jesus
I do a lot of work.
Christ, bro. I'm just saying, not to cut you. I'm sorry,
but that's
Jesus, Malia Jackson, fucking Christ. Like, yo, like Jesus, fuck, like.
Facts.
Yeah, oh man! All right, let's go to last question, and then we definitely gotta rush it up and get to bars of cap. All right.
All right, cool.
Let's get it. If you could make one change in the hip hop landscape today, what would it be and why?
I would figure out how to limit the internet because I still believe that there should be some quality control when it comes down to even
not letting every motherfucker nook and cranny come into it. Oh yeah, my bad.
I think that definitely, because even when you look at it too, it's like even I would even get at some of these distribution companies that you could just upload your music to. What type of quality control are you doing with some of the records?
What kind of vetting system?
It's not even that. When you go on Apple Music, I hear some of the music and it's not mixed right.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that
what type of vetting system?
Yeah.
Because if Netflix has a vetting system, right, you have to have certain parameters, to upload your movie or have your project accepted, to go on Netflix. But I get it. I mean, oh my God, this is gonna be a whole tornado thing, kid. I'm like, we both know the fucking answer to it.
Yeah.
It's fucking nasty work. It's just it is. It's just it's that. No, I'm a vent. Fuck it. No, I'm a rant. No, it's nasty fucking work. Because on one hand, these fucking companies really they give a shit, but they really don't give a shit. That's how you put their little bullshit bylaws and everything in their rules or whatever. They don't. No. It's
about the money.
It's about the fucking money. At the end of the day, Jesus, Malia Jackson of Christ. All right, let's get the bars of cap, and then we got to get to our shit. Did you ask Wednesdays? You feel me? All right, ready? Are you ready for bars of cap? All right, bars of cap is pretty much a game where, I'm going to say a couple of scenarios. Bar, you definitely agree, but you have to explain about it.
Okay.
Cap, you definitely have to explain it if it's cap. And there's no political answer. It has to be either or. Okay. Sorry, Drink Champs. You made a hot line. I'm making a way better hot song, all right? All right, ready to go? Let's get it. DJs are no longer the gatekeepers of hip-hop. Social media is. Bars of cap.
Say cap.
Why cap?
Because social media is not the culture. The culture is posted onto social media, but the culture doesn't accept everything going on social media.
That was a bar. That was it. It's cap, but that was a fucking bar, my creators. That shit was crazy. Yo, shout out to the fucking productions, yo. We work hard over here, the pre-productions. We work hard over here, goddammit. All right, breaking a record in the club still matters more than going viral on TikTok. Bars or cap? Ooh, that's a tough one.
Say bars.
All right, okay, go ahead. Why bars?
Going viral on TikTok has a quick expiration date. But getting your record broken in a club, it'll last longer because people will vibe with the record. That record could be played warm-up set, closing set. It'll be, and you gotta look at it like this.
It's multiple opportunities.
Yeah, and that record will be probably played prime time, move to a clothing set, then move to the warm-up set. But you have to think, how long is it going to take for that record to get there? It's going to take a few months. 6 months to a year. A lot of records, and if your record is really good, your record will be there forever. But 6 months to a year, your record will be in rotation, broken in the club.
Most DJs today don't dig for music. They just follow what's trending. Bars or cap? Ooh, that's a tough one. Damn! That's a tough one. That
is a tough one.
Depends on your answer. I'm going to follow up.
Let me see. I'm going to say bars. You know why?
All right, why
because
bars?
There's two sides to it. The artists the DJs, mainstream DJs are not really looking for the records because they getting the records handed to them that needs to be played mainstream. But it's up to DJs like me to go and dig for these new artists that I want to put out there. So there are DJs that dig for records and there's DJs that don't. There's DJs that play it safe and there's DJs that will take it to the max.
All right. It's going to sound crazy. I'm only saying cap. And let me go back and make sure because I want to make sure I'm being right. I'm only saying cap because the latter of the prominent ones, right? The latter of the ones that are that are making the culture go forward, right? So I'm talking about the lower tier.
Yeah.
They look for the clout. And like I said before, how they lower their prices just so they could get loopy again. So when it comes to something that's trending, they're going to constantly play it nonstop at the party, even though they're setting up their set the way they set it up. But you could tell it's like, oh, you're just one of those. You didn't really like read the room. You didn't really understand what your assignment was. You know what I'm saying? In that degree. So that's why I say Cap. But what you said, definitely could agree 100%. Owning your own media platform gives DJs more power than being signed to a major deal, a major label deal. Bars or Cap?
Bars.
Yeah, why bars?
Because you be in full control of what goes through your platform. When you sign to a big media company or even label, you have to play what they want you to play.
Yeah, which is garbage.
You have basically you just have rules and regulations.
That shit is crazy shit. Hip hop right now is more about vibes than bars. Bars or Cap? Nah, I want to hear your answer, but we
say hip hop is more about vibes
than bars.
I
don't know.
Yeah, that's like a toss up, really, because you gotta. For me being in the industry for so long, it's really a toss up because there's room for both, and a lot of times records are a vibe, but also have bars too. So it's like that's.
Whatever your answers, I'm gonna follow up.
Let me see. I'm bars or Cap. All right. You know what? I'm gonna say bars. Reason being, there is a lot of music that's coming out that's just vibey. And being a DJ in a club scene and seeing what's going on, there's a lot of music that has no substance, but it's a party vibe. So I feel a lot of artists right now are into releasing songs more or less that's a vibe. And I get it because there's a lot of things going on in the world that's people just want to have some fun. And I get it. And when looking at the younger generation too, just by like looking at a lot of stuff that they're going through, it's crazy. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. It's crazy. So I'm like, I know a lot of them probably looking for a vibe, and a lot of them look to party. So I'm gonna say it's more about the vibe than about the lyrics.
All right, I'm only gonna go Cap, and here's the reason why I'm gonna go Cap. I'm gonna pinpoint it.
Okay.
Ever since that time when Dipset and the Locks went, and Jada went the fuck off, right?
Yeah.
That point in time until now,
yeah, you're
getting more bars than vibe. I mean, I get what you're saying, but if you really look at the landscape and look at artists that are like really trying to like go hard in the paint with bars, it's like damn. And even crazier, you can even go with Nas with Hit Boy, right? Nas is already a bar smith and a half. Yeah, but because now he got with Hit Boy, who I feel is like the lyrical whisperer for all producer for all lyrical artists. Him, Rhapsody, gave them hits and beyond repair fucking gems. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? For me, I feel the bars are kind of like starting to like get back its matter again. That's just for me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We can agree to disagree, but I'm just saying that's just for me. All right. The art of blending and scratching is a lost skill set in today's DJ scene. Bars or Cap?
I'm gonna say Cap.
Okay, why Cap? Yeah, I was gonna say Cap too, but yeah.
Because I go to a lot of open decks. I go to hear other DJs play, and a lot of the DJs that I know that I've seen in clubs and stuff like that, they still use the technical skills that's needed. I still see them blending their mixes. Only place I really don't see that going on is on social media.
Okay. All right, DigiWax is still one of the last real platforms keeping DJ culture authentic. Bars or Cap?
Bars.
Yeah, it's definitely bars. Of course.
Of course. If you're on the call and you hear some of these DJs, so like I be going to argument about like I understand what it is because they're looking at it from the culture aspect, and which I appreciate.
Right, but you got to look at business.
You also got to look at the business, and that's business. So I play devil advocate most of the time on the call.
Right,
I'm like, yo, but this record's gonna work here. You got to understand, like this record's gonna go, and they're like, no, the record's not gonna go. I'm like, then next week the record's going.
Yeah, right, exactly. All right, bonus, and then we're out of here. Out of all of these bars and caps, the scenarios you just do, which one of them almost felt the most? Which one did you feel for the most and the lesson that you actually changed your approach forever in the culture? Which one of these that we talked about?
Is that out of all of them?
All right, so I'm gonna get it. I know production. All right, we be wild in production. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes we be wild in production. We be overstepping it. All right, production. We gotta ease back. All right, out of all of the bars and cap scenarios that we went over, which one of them you felt the most, and tell us the lesson that you learned actually from them?
I would have to say the one with the last one about the blending and the mixing and the technique. Reason being because when I think about it too, it's like there's a lot of DJs out there that need to be told, yo, try like this, do like this. Like DJs have to not be afraid to tell another DJ, hey, yo,
we should be able to talk.
Yeah, like
not we. Yeah. Sorry, guys. No, not Remo. Remo's not a DJ.
Like, yeah, really, you should be able to talk to each other and like guide each other as well, and not feel like, yo, just because you get booked at the hottest clubs doesn't means that you're the best DJ technique wise.
Right.
And I feel that it's the way to approach the DJ about it.
Right.
And I think that's one thing I just thought about, was like, maybe I'm gonna have to figure out how to approach some of the DJs, because if they're gonna be DJing and they getting booked at all the hottest spots, they need to know how to DJ. Because at the end of the day, you get booked at a spot just because of your name, you bring people in. But what about when you're not there at that spot? People and the regular people that's there every week, that's used to hearing a good blend or a good mix or a good DJ that knows how to scratch a record in, they're gonna leave the night that you're there. And can you imagine how many new followers that you just missed out on? Or even somebody posting you on social media, because people like to post on social media and say, yo, this DJ sucks.
Wild crazy. Crazy.
And then it was crazy. What they have to understand is that maybe you have a good cameraman. They make you look good for social media. That one person that just takes a video when you're DJing is going to be the one that could be a downfall as well.
My creatives, listen, man. We got to get going. Nonetheless, man, yo, Epidemic, look into your camera. Let everybody know where to follow you at, man.
All right, you can follow me on all social media platforms at DJ Epidemic. That's DJ EPIDEMIK. You can also check out DJEpidemic.hiphop. You can also check out rappinglounge.com. And, that's where the radio is at.
And also, please forgetting, catch him at DigiWack Wednesdays at Penthouse, dog.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Come on.
Yeah. Every Wednesday I'm there holding down the tunes with Cuddy Rex.
Cuddy Rex, you already.
Wednesday, New Music Wednesdays. And also shout out to Brickhouse Studios. Also, that's a new connect now. So
King. Shout out to King, yo.
Yeah.
Shout out to King.
King, we working. So artists, y'all need to tap in with what's going on, because we really want to guide y'all in the right way, making sure your music gets registered. So when you get played on the radio, even when you get played on Rap Lounge, you get your royalties.
Jesus Christ. On that note, you already know what it is. Remo Marak _ on everything. It's Cuts, Culture, Urban Technology, and Sports, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google, Apple, DJ Chase Radio, Wu-Tang Radio. You know what I'm saying? You already know what my slogan is. Hands over the eyes. It ain't the one, baby. It's the two up. You know what the other two stand for? Rumors up. That's it, yo. You already know what it is. We out. That's peace.
Everybody with a check ain't certified. If you look behind these shades, you see a murder house. A lot of people that I beef, it wasn't worth my time. Got my